The unseen shadows of solitude. Solitude isn't a weakness, it's a choice. Society shuns those who thrive alone, labeling them as misfits. But what if the truth is darker? What if those who prefer isolation are hiding something? The stigma runs deep, twisting perceptions. They don't just enjoy silence, they crave it. In that stillness, they confront thoughts that terrify the rest of us. As they delve deeper into their minds, the line between self-discovery and self-destruction blurs. The world outside grows chaotic, while their internal landscape becomes a battleground. Each moment alone sharpens their awareness, revealing truths that others dare not face. What happens when the desire for solitude morphs into an insatiable hunger for detachment? The more they retreat, the more they risk losing their grip on reality. They become shadows, lurking just beyond the reach of connection. Can you recognize the darkness within yourself, or will you reject it? The comfort of silence. Solitude isn't peace, it's a battleground. Society screams for connection, yet you crave isolation. You think you're different, but are you? The silence wraps around you like a shroud, comforting yet suffocating. Every moment alone sharpens your thoughts, exposing the jagged edges of your identity. You question everything. Is this self-discovery or self-delusion? As you retreat deeper into your solitude, the world outside grows louder. Friends fade, their voices replaced by the echo of your own. You relish the quiet, but it gnaws at you. What does it mean to find comfort in loneliness? Are you truly at peace, or are you just afraid of the chaos that connection brings? The more you embrace this silence, the more you realize it's a double-edged sword. You might be safe from the noise, but you're also trapped in a cage of your own making. The question looms: what happens when the silence becomes unbearable? You're not just alone, you're isolated, and that isolation, it's only the beginning. The inner world of the loner, being alone, isn't a void, it's a sanctuary. Those who thrive in solitude aren't lonely, they're misunderstood. Society labels them as outcasts, but they find depth in silence. Their minds race with thoughts, ideas, and dreams, while the world outside blares with noise. This isn't just preference, it's a psychological battleground. The introvert's joy is often met with disdain, a reflection of society's fear of isolation. They're not missing out, they're choosing a different reality. But what happens when that choice becomes a prison? The more they retreat, the sharper the divide grows. They're seen as cold, detached, while their inner world swells with complexity. Yet, the longer they stay hidden, the more they risk losing touch with the outside. What will they sacrifice for peace? Will they emerge, or will they fade into the shadows, forever trapped in their own minds? The choice is looming, and the consequences are dire. Sensory overload and the need for space. Society screams for attention. Noise, chaos, and endless chatter drown out the self. Those who crave solitude are often seen as strange, but they know the truth. Overstimulation suffocates the mind. The struggle is real. Every interaction feels like a weight, dragging them deeper into anxiety. They retreat, seeking refuge in silence. But that silence is a double-edged sword. It's a sanctuary, yet it amplifies the thoughts they try to escape. Isolation becomes a battleground. The outside world pushes harder, demanding engagement, while the internal voice screams for peace. The tension builds. What happens when the need for solitude clashes with the relentless demands of connection? The future looms ominously. The more they withdraw, the more they risk losing their grip on reality, teetering on the edge of loneliness and madness. Are they the misunderstood, or are they simply afraid? The answer is unsettling. The tribal instincts of connection. People crave connection, yet some thrive in solitude. This paradox gnaws at the edges of social norms. Society preaches togetherness, but what of those who find solace in isolation? They're labeled as outcasts, yet they wield a power that terrifies the collective. Their indifference to social rituals exposes a raw truth. Belonging is a choice, not a necessity. As they retreat, the pressure mounts. Are they rejecting the tribe, or are they simply aware of its hollow nature? The more they distance themselves, the more the tribe feels threatened. The fear of being left behind intensifies. In this dance of connection and isolation, the stakes rise. Those who embrace solitude may find a darker truth lurking beneath their calm exterior. The question looms, are they truly free, or are they merely one step away from being consumed by the very darkness they seek to escape? The line between independence and madness blurs, and the future feels increasingly perilous. Uncertainty and the solo experience. Solitude isn't a sanctuary, it's a battleground. The thrill of unpredictability gnaws at the edges of the mind, while the chaos of the outside world looms like a predator. Those who embrace isolation often mistake it for peace, but it's a facade. Each moment alone amplifies the tension, revealing the raw nerves of anxiety lurking beneath the surface. The stress of uncertainty becomes a twisted companion. It whispers lies, convincing the solitary that they control their fate, yet every choice is a gamble. The thrill of adventure is suffocated by the fear of the unknown. As the walls close in, the very act of being alone morphs into a suffocating embrace, tightening with every passing second. What happens when the comfort of solitude turns into a prison? The thrill fades, leaving only the dread of what lies ahead. The future isn't just uncertain, it's a dark abyss waiting to swallow those who dare to linger too long in their own minds. The art of self-reflection. Solitude is a weapon. It cuts deep, revealing the raw truth of who you are. When you're alone, there's no one to distract you from the chaos inside. The world screams for validation, but in silence, you confront your own worth. It's unsettling. You begin to question everything. Are you truly satisfied or just avoiding the noise? As you delve deeper, the pressure mounts. External voices fade, but their echoes linger. The desire for approval clashes with the need for authenticity. The more you reflect, the more you realize how fragile your identity is. Each moment alone amplifies the fear of being unseen, unheard. What if this solitude is not a choice, but a prison? You face a chilling truth. The longer you embrace isolation, the more you risk losing touch with reality. The line between self-discovery and self-destruction blurs. Are you ready to confront the darkness within, or will you let it consume you? Cultural perceptions of aloneness society shoves extroversion down our throats. Being alone, it's painted as a flaw, a sign of weakness. The pressure to conform. You're told to seek company, to crave the noise. But what if solitude is your true sanctuary? What if the silence reveals truths that the crowd drowns out? Every moment spent alone deepens the conflict within. You wrestle with the stigma, you feel the weight of judgment. Are you broken, or are you simply rejecting a toxic norm? The more you embrace solitude, the more you question your identity. You become a pariah in a world that worships connection. The implications are chilling. As you retreat into your own mind, the world outside grows louder, more demanding. The isolation becomes a double-edged sword. You gain clarity, but at what cost? You're left wondering if you're truly free or just another ghost haunting the edges of society. The freedom of choice? Being alone isn't just a preference, it's a declaration of independence. Society screams for connection, yet you find solace in solitude. The pressure to conform suffocates, but the choice to retreat empowers. Each moment spent alone sharpens your identity, revealing the stark contrast between who you are and who they want you to be. As the world buzzes with superficial chatter, you dive deeper into your thoughts, unraveling layers of self that others ignore. But this freedom comes with a price. Isolation breeds suspicion. Are you truly content, or are you merely hiding? The line blurs, and the weight of your solitude becomes a haunting echo. What if this choice isn't liberation but a trap? The more you embrace your solitude, the more distant you become from the very connections that define humanity. The future looms, a chilling reminder that the deeper you sink into your own world, the harder it becomes to escape. Are you a free spirit or a prisoner of your own making? The truth about loving solitude? Embracing solitude isn't a badge of honor. It's a warning sign. Those who thrive in isolation often hide darker truths. They relish the silence. But what are they running from? The world outside is chaotic, overwhelming. Yet, in that chaos lies connection, vulnerability, and the very essence of being human. As they retreat deeper into their own minds, they become prisoners of their own making. The comfort of solitude morphs into a suffocating cage. They convince themselves they're content, but the truth gnaws at them. Are they truly free, or just avoiding the inevitable pain of interaction? Isolation breeds a dangerous identity. The more they distance themselves, the more they risk losing touch with reality. They may think they're safe, but every moment spent alone tightens the noose around their humanity. What happens when the silence screams louder than their thoughts? The line between peace and madness blurs. They must confront this unsettling truth. Solitude is not a sanctuary. It's a descent into darkness.